Ah, here we go. Here we go. Auto setup. There we go. There we go. It's us. It's that girl. We the holy cow. We the holy cow. Oh my god. Oh my lord. This is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I need to mess around with the settings for the model offline to make it proper, really good. But we got the lead. We got the lead. We got the titty tassels. We got the sash. I think this is great. I think this is absolutely great. And now I have to go about fucking around with all the shit that I had to do to fix it for the off-facility tab and make it more complicated for myself. Honestly, it's not that complicated once I figure it out. It's not difficult at all. But look at us. Look at us. Lyoko, here's what you do. When someone is arguing on the internet, you have to realize that it doesn't matter if you're right and they're wrong. You're wasting your time by arguing with them, which makes you wrong by default. So what you do is you even if you're right, you just stop. And they're going to take that as a haha, I win. See, you stopped arguing. But the reality is, you really won because you have the rest of your life to spend doing whatever the hell you want. It's true. It's true. The only way to win an internet argument, is to just close the browser window or the chat window or whatever it is and just be like, you know what? I could be playing a game. I could be making a milkshake. I could be watching Ember at http://twitch.tv/emberush. There's so many other things I could be doing right now. And that is how you actually win at internet arguments. And oh my god, Ember with some pixel art critique. Let's take a look. Okay, I've got things to say about this one. So let's copy that. Bring this into Sprite. Very odd size. I don't believe that's the size that it actually is. Copy it. There we go. That's more realistic. So this is what we got at Ender. Actually, we are going to take a look at it. We are going to take a look at it on Newgrounds itself. Just because Sprite is going to do a little bit of funkiness. So you will switch up to the desktop page. Now, there's a couple things going on here that I'm going to say are not traditional pixel art. They're not traditional pixel art. Now, I'm not really going to rail against you for this Ender, because overall, the pixel art fundamentals are pretty good. You're just breaking what other people would consider some big rules. So the biggest rule that you be breaking here is something that a lot of people like to call rixels, which is rotated pixels. And so if we look here, the character here is rotated to a little bit of an angle. It's not following the pixel grid, the traditional pixel grid as it would be. You actually have the background elements doing the exact same thing. So like, this is 100% intentional. I'm not going to mark it against you because you know what you're doing and you mean to do it. Another thing that's going on is what some people would call mixels, which is mixed size pixels. Mixed size pixels. So if we look at your logo here, the main character here, and then the background elements, they're completely different sizes of pixels. Like these ones, if I had to say that your main character here, 1 pixel on the main character is probably like 2 pixels on your logo. And by the similar token, what is the background, the pixels there, like for this little jobby here, this one here, they're probably 10 times the size of the pixels in your main character. But, having that said, I'm not going to criticize those. I'm going to criticize a couple other things that really deserve criticism. Right away, straight away, this speech bubble looks like trash. And I understand that you're just using the text tool that's built in, scaling it up, but the anti-aliasing on those, the text just looks like really bad. Really bad. Here's what you want to do, Ender. Here's what you want to do. You want to look up some bitmap fonts. Some like actual bitmap fonts. Like, let's see. What is that nice font website that I have? Stream assets. DaFont. Okay. So there's this great website called DaFont, and this just has a bunch of awesome fonts. One thing that's really cool right here. All right, I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. They have this bitmap, pixel.bitmap font thing. So if we look at this, they give you a ton of fonts that are specifically made to be good for pixel art. To look good in pixel art, they're not going to have some weird anti-aliasing. And generally, with these pixel fonts, they only work at one size as well. So you kind of have to like have them written at the one size. But if we go to the Minecraft font by Crafttron Gaming, we can take a look. We can see it's a TTF, a true type font, which are usually pretty easy to work with. If I remember correctly, they work perfectly with Windows. But over here we see in bitmap 16 pixel. So usually that means that you want like 16 pixels or 0.16 or something like that in whatever art program you're going to work with, or else they're going to look janky. So DaFont, bitmap pixel fonts, I'm going to link it here in chat, is a great website to get fonts that will look good in pixel art. And so you want to see like 16 pixels, 11 pixels, 27 pixels for like, holy moly. A pixel art barcode font, that's great. That's really great. You've got literally the, what is this called? What was it? Monster Friend 4? No, that's not Monster Friend 4. Monster Friend 4 is in here, and that is the Undertale font. So right away, that's how you fix your fonts looking like trash, by just using a pixel art bitmap font to begin with. Now, if we look at your character here, we can see some anti-aliasing here, some pixels that are transparent. So you can see a little bit of the background through them. I'm not gonna lie, it makes it look messy. It's not helping you. I would probably recommend against that. Transparent pixels in pixel art is like an attempt at anti-aliasing, and it's anti-aliasing the way that like anti-aliasing is properly done. The thing about pixel art though, pixel art is crunchy. It is aliased as hell. It embraces the aliasing. So going super heavy on anti-aliasing sometimes, it's more work, and it goes against you. Like it's just working against what you're trying to do. Beyond that, I see what you're doing. You're trying to have like animation smears showing that's like, oh my god, she's falling over and she's like flailing her arms around, trying to catch herself. I think that's actually done pretty well here. A couple other ways that you could do this is make them like a different color than the main color. Like sometimes you can make them white, or maybe they could have like a white line as like a halo effect. It's not bad what you've done. There are just other ways you could do it. The big thing is like these transparent pixels here around here. They're not helping you. They're not helping you. As far as the overall quality of the drawing goes, that's a cute squirrel girl. I like the fluffy tail. I like the huge fluffy tail. I like the hair. I like the hair. There's some places where I feel like the line quality could be a little bit better. Like this kind of like very sharp corner here. Oftentimes I feel like those don't look good when I do them. I try to avoid them generally, or I try to give them like a little bit more feeling. Like maybe I would take like one of these pixels here and put it right on the corner. That's one thing that I might do. Nothing wrong with what you've done. That's just my feeling on the matter. But overall, that's some good pixel art. That's some good pixel art. It's an old pixel edit that you did with a drawing. Just wanted to see how it would look like pixelated. Okay. That's very fair. Very fair. So yeah, the only things, like, a lot of people would consider rotating your pixels differently, like a cardinal sin. Cardinal sin. It's like how this one, you've got this background element here that's like normal pixel grid. This that are rotated one way. Your squirrel girl is rotated on a different plane, different axis. So when you do this, it just, if you ever want to go back and edit it gives you less control. You can't, no one could go into this and like reverse the pixel art back to like the pixel art, you know? A lot of people would be like, that's not pixel art, because there's no way on like an old retro console, like an SNES, an NES, this could ever be rendered the way that these are. Rotated. As far as your logo goes, it's just mixed pixels. Again, another cardinal sin that a lot of people would be like, oh, that's no true pixel out there. That is no true pixel out there. But overall, the only thing that I would say is like actually bad about this aesthetically is pleasing. It looks very good. The only things that I would mark you down on, these little transparent pixels here, they're not doing you any favors. And this text here, like if this bubble and this text were gone, this picture would be like 5 times better. Just straight up. Just straight up. Straight up. This bubble here, working against you no matter what. But if you just had the bubble with better font, with a better font, you would be vibing. It would look much better. Like everything else here, yeah, it's alright. It's alright. But this makes it look like trash that was resized and done in MS Paint over like 5 seconds. This is your biggest problem here. So use the font, use some of the bitmap fonts in there, get a little bit familiar with them. Play around with them, see what they're like. And I think you'll be doing a lot better. Wow. So that has been the pixel art critique for Ender 13. That was fun. And I'm excited to see what you do with your new setup, with your new pixel art setup. Here we go. Here we go. First match. This is Japanese wrestling right here. This is professional Japanese wrestling. Perfect song for me, by the way. This video is as high resolution as I am. This is the way to make an entrance, I tell you. This is the way to make an entrance. I know, Robojot. It's so low resolution. Marissa stole the precious thing and he's entering as Marissa. Let's go. Oh my, imagine being Imagine being the other guy. And this is how, I guess this is boxing? They're wearing boxing gloves. I guess this is, imagine. The opponent walks in, dressed like an anime witch. He is ready to sweep up the competition. It's so good. It's so good. How old is that? 2010. 2010. That's why it's looking fucking 240p. 240p at the most. I love it. I love it. Jinotsu, you absolute mad lad. I love it. Ugh. The other guy is the one that's hearing boss music. It's true. It's true. The onion. Some potato. Look at the mushrooms. They're thick, boy. They thick. I don't even know what the green things are, but I want to eat them now. And what is that? A little bit of squid? A little bit of squid. Maybe. He's a better soccer player. He's making music with a goddamn salt and pepper thing. Goddamn. He's a better musician than I am. Revolver Ocelot? It's true. It's absolutely true. He is the Revolver Ocelot of Grill Top Chefs. Like, look at this. Have you ever seen a more Revolver Ocelot way of grinding some goddamn pepper? Motherfucker. Let's go. Yes! Sear me! He put the oil everywhere except where the beef was. I'm sorry, sir, was your aim off? Oh. What? 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 He lit his own fingers on fire and then created a blast of flame with them. He's a firebender. Oh my god. Oh my god. I was not prepared. Kitchen Revolver Ocelot is too powerful.